on AFCO's website and in the catalog, we list a BNC and then a BNC2. What would be the differences in those?
Well, in the beginning, we had the BNC valving, and that addressed the landing of the cars some 15 years ago. But through on-track research, working with racers, coming back into the lab, identifying the velocities at which these shocks are moving, and then taking into account that, again, a lot of these cars, the shock's mounted inboard on the lower control arm. It's not clear out here on the end of the control arm out by the wheel. So you've got a difference now that we've identified in shaft velocity within the shock. So then you go back to the lab and you identify where does the shock need to change to still provide the same kind of damping rate now with new data, with new information. So the BNC2 is again the second iteration of our BNC valving. So we've just gone in here and worked with the range of adjustment at a given series of shaft velocities to firm this shock up where it needs to be on the racetrack. So we're just bringing the shock to the car at the racetrack at that point in which it lands. When everything comes down and the tires first touch down, that's where everything starts working. And we just kind of put a finer point on that.
It's amazing with the first gen Camaros and first through fourth gen Camaros and the G-body cars and all the other makes. 15 years ago, the cars are the same as they are now, but we didn't have the technology and the tires and motors, track prep. It's good to see AFCO keeping up with the paces. Same car, different scenario on the racetracks.
Really is.
And I know AFCO's got the technology they've got available through the EMA dynos and stuff where they can get that acquisition and look at the travel and the velocity of the shocks and stuff, and then we can find it. It's a pretty cool deal.
Yeah, when you can take the actual data from a race car, convert it, download it to the dyno, put a shock on the dyno, and actually see what the shock's doing out on the racetrack, that's when eyes start to open. It's when heads start hurting. It's when you start challenging people scratching a little bit. And then you come up with a BNC2.
Yeah. Like I say, the technology's advanced so much in the last 15 years. I mean, you just look at the sidewall deflection in both the front and the rear tires, and you literally got to tune to that through the shock absorbers.
Yeah. More horsepower and torque is both a blessing and a curse. But it's through all the suspension that things happen. And so the engine builders, challenge the suspension guys, the converter guys, the tire guys, the track prep. Everybody's working together here, and as one advancement occurs, it challenges the rest of the people. And I think it's just making the whole sport a better sport.
It's definitely a faster sport, and of course we don't have the photo ops we used to have with the gigantic wheelies and the burnouts or smoking the tires through the 660s. But technology is really coming to play in drag racing. It's pretty cool to keep up with it, and it's cool to have AFCO work so hard to keep up with all the scenarios that is getting thrown at us with technology. Yeah.